Welcome to the Online Car Show channel. I'm James, and today we're going to go over my top 5 go-to cars in iRacing. So with that hesitation, let's get this video started. We're going to be going over my top 5 favorite cars in a game called iRACING. This game is available on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, I believe. Go over my setup. You can go through my videos and get a lot more in-depth detail on it. I've got a Moser Racing R16 base. I use 2 different Moser Racing wheels and a cheap eBay wheel that's on another video. I've got an old iPhone I use for a gauge through SimHub application. Button box that I built myself. We've got a Logitech 5-point surround sound system. I've got the wind simulator I built myself too. Fanatec Club Sport V3 pedals. I'm also running a butt kicker 4D underneath the seat. I've also got a shifter is a Thrustmaster TH8A, and it's served the purpose, no need to upgrade. I like it a lot. Let's go ahead and get to the video. I'm going to go over those top 5 and reveal them here, but before I get there, please go ahead and do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe below. That helps get my videos out there and helps support my channel, and I can't say thank you enough. Alright, so let's get into it. What's my top favorite car? And we're going to start off with we're going to use test drive for this. And let's use Monza track I know decently. Monza Grand Prix. And actually it's already on the number 5 car. My number 5 car I would go as a go-to car in my weekly races. It's got to be the Lamborghini Huracan GT3 Evo. I love doing the GT3 races. The Lamborghini seems to race a little on edge. You do have to be careful with it, but because of that, it is a blast to drive. It's just a good time. Yeah, one thing you always do, set up your wheel profile for every single car you drive. As you switch them back and forth, GT is always a 540, so I just double check my range. That way, as you see this little graph here and you see your steering wheel, they should match up as you turn. If they're not matching up, something's wrong with your calibration. And we'll try this again. Much better. 160 mark, I usually hit the brakes. Turn 1, 150-ish if I'm pushing it. It's the infamous turn right there. Got rid of the driving line. It just kind of annoys me driving. And I like to learn the tracks a little bit better. Kind of takes away from it. You get where you're staring at the line instead of the track. I usually brake at the 160 into turn 1, but we're not going that fast yet. This Moser wheel, man, it puts some pressure on you. You hear me struggling turning it. Alright, 100 mark here, usually a good spot. Got a little early. Ooh! Off the track. You can see the Lamborghini can be a handful. But it is so much fun with that mid-engine. Power it puts down. It's like it's got a good mid-range or something that just fun to drive. Going about the 100. Let's try the 100 mark. That was not too bad. Just take you a couple laps to get your brake points down usually. I think a lot of people are scared to drive without the line, but when you learn the track, it's not too bad. You watch the brake markers on the side, help you out a lot. That one I was way early. Could have came into that turn. You get where you remember the turns. That one you come in way late. Just barely use the brakes. Kind of drag them. Alright, let's go to the next car. The next car in the list, and I don't know why it's labeled like that because it makes it hard to find in their list, is iRacing Formula IR-04. Really like this car. I think it's got a lot of potential and has potential to go higher on my list. But I think something with the car just seems really off. It turns really well, but it almost seems fake. It's like something's missing. Alright, here we go. iRacing Formula IR-04 at Monza. This car is so much quieter than the last one, motor-wise. They really need to update the audio file on this too. It's lacking. It could be such a fun car though. Like I said, it just seems like it needs to be a little more polished in the way it drives. Other than that, it's great, and I think it has such potential to be a fun car to race with. That was decent on the corner. Could have gone a little bit harder, I think. Felt a little slow. Love those little corners there. Well, I think it's imperative to do a couple safety laps before you just jump in a race like some people do. You just got to feel the car. Even if you race it all the time, just doing a lap or two just kind of gets you in that mechanical. Ooh, came in a little hollow. Started braking a little early and then let off, and I shouldn't have. It was closer. I could have been quicker on the gas at exit. Anyways, you have an idea. This is the iRacing Formula IR-04. Let's go to the next car. This is one that's going to throw you all off. You won't even believe that I put this car above the other two. Where is it? Formula V. This car is actually a Volkswagen Bug that's been turned into an open wheel race car. And I hated this car when it came out, I don't know, a year ago now or whenever it was released. I absolutely just despised it, and but it grows on you like a disease. It's a rookie race too, so there's a lot of people in it that don't know what they're doing. So you have to be real careful of that. But once you figure this car out, it's very easy to make the top 5 in iRacing and get safety points back. believe it or not. So this is typically my go-to car if either my iRating's struggling a little bit or my safety is struggling a little bit. I'll go to this car, drive it, get some points back, then go back to GT3 and lose more. But once you figure it out, it's not bad. The biggest secret of this car is 99% of the tracks out there, you'll never go to second gear. And this car is built with a very long third gear, and it's built to race in third gear. Alright, same track as the last two. This is Monza. I usually back down my brake bias on it to a 65.5. Give me a little more bite out of them. iRacing usually sets brake bias very safe on their setups. So you can typically back it down a little bit. Unless it's rear motor, it might be going to the front. I don't know. Just know you can adjust it a little bit above. iRacing setups are. We are using the driving line on this one. Never race this track with the Formula V. Surprisingly really good on this track. And this car is also weird because it doesn't have any wings on the car. The car is totally smooth. No rear wing, no front wing. So you have no downforce in the corners. And the biggest trick of this car is keeping momentum, because it doesn't have much power either. You want to keep that momentum going. So you got to learn where you really got to feel the car. Next car on the list, and there's so many cars that I'm just keeping this to a list of cars I drive week to week. You shouldn't, and I'm actually at 5 cars, driving probably more than I should be. You should keep the list narrow so you can get better at those cars. But these are the ones I'll race typically week to week. Next car on the list, we're already up to number 2. That's going to be an easy one here. That's like the car I own. The Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 Club Sport. I really enjoyed driving this car. It actually kind of led to me purchasing the car I own personally. It drives really good. It's a good mid-engine layout. It's really good balanced. It is a little bit slower than the rest of the GT4 cars and makes you really capitalize in the corners with it. And that's where you can overtake people. And it makes it even harder to overtake because you're fast in the corners, not in the straight. So you're not going to pass people by beating them out of an exit in a straight really easy with this car. But it's such a fun car to drive, and I'm not looking to get first place every time. I'm looking to have a good time. So I really enjoy this car. It's really balanced, and it's a really fun time, and it was easily in second place in this lineup. Feeling something now. Better. Alright. Turn 1 at Monza. Better, but my exit was a little slow. I don't think they raced GT4 at Monza. would be a fun track for it. It's one of my favorite tracks. Ooh, as I catch the outer freaking curve.
They say you cut the course. You got to slow down and give that time back.
My God. Let's get the tires heated up before I give it all. And let's get my brake bias a little more in the front. More control, braking. See if it helps. 100-foot marker. Could have been faster on exit. A little more control at least. Now last on my list, and I'm gonna have to switch wheels for this one. The Lotus 79. I mean, it is just such a raw driving car. I don't know how the physics are compared to the actual car because it's such a freaking rocket. Who knows? But it has an H pattern, which iRacing needed that included more H pattern cars. I know most newer cars go into automatics and paddle shifters, and that's fun and all that, but we need more H pattern in the game. The 79 is still an H pattern, and there's still some iRaces you can catch with it. And it is by far my favorite car in the game. She'll start. RPM or more. Looks like it's going above the needle. RPM. Is that what this is running? Holy crap. 11,000. 11,000 red line. We're just shy of it. Whoa, she's a handful too. Oh, car's done. I need to settle it down a little bit. Let's try this again. I know that eBay wheel's a little big. I need a smaller width wheel, but it sure fits the look. Wheel's a little bit better for rally or drifting or NASCAR. Force feedback's a little high. That's better. Let's settle down a little bit before the turns. It is a freaking ride. there you have it. There's my top 5 favorite cars in iRacing. Challenge y'all to go out, try each one of them, let me know what you think. Also, let me know what y'all's top 5 favorite cars are. If they're any different than mine, let me know. And look for me on iRacing. My name's James S. Spivey, and I'll put it below here. And if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. I will see y'all in the next video. Have a great week.